Welcome back. Many people wonder where their food comes from and the farming practices that are implemented. Little Way Farm is committed to raising naturally happy and healthy animals. Michelle and Joe here with us today. I like happy animals. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, well, we got to get into this. How do you tell when an animal's happy?
Well, Joe Salatin has a great quote that it's about allowing the pig to be a pig. And what that means is essentially trying to think about what natural habitats are for animals, where they thrive, and then trying to create that environment in your farm. So for us, that looks like raising animals outdoors. If we're thinking about pigs, it means raising pigs in the woods, and then making sure that they're safe and healthy.
I would make for a happy pig. Let's get into your background, and let's first start with the farm. How big is it?
We're on 50 acres.
50 acres. What got you involved in farming? Do you have a big background in it?
We do not have, we're
No
first generation farmers. We met in graduate school in Durham.
All right.
And we were involved with a community with our church that worked with homeless and poor folks off the street. And getting to pray with them and eat breakfast with them and live with them. But then we had, what do we do with our day, during our day? And part of the answer to maybe some of those situations is growing your own food, having control over the means of production, being able to have a toehold on the land to support yourself. So that was kind of the natural progression to the land. And then as we began having kids, we began to think about how do we want to raise our family and where do we want to set down roots? And that's what led us to Chatham County and to the farm.
I think you're from L.A.
I'm from Los Angeles, yeah.
Dream about farming, did you?
Oh, no. I mean,
I thought LA meant Lower Alamance.
yeah. I think that's been one of the interesting progressions, is thinking about farming as something that's a worthwhile progression. It's very different from the environment I was raised in, but I think it's something that's gaining more traction in our culture.
Well, it's not easy work.
No.
It's pretty hard work. So tell me about, you've decided now you're going to farm, but how did you decide on farming what, and how did you build this enterprise? We
started very small. Our dairy cow was the first animal we got, and as we had small children, having dairy for ourselves that was good to eat and accessible. Started with the dairy animal. A dairy cow has a calf every year, so she's producing beef that calf is going to be in 2 years. And then depending on how you raise your animals, we raise them out in the fields and rotate them onto fresh pasture every day. That mama cow is moving around the farm, peeing and pooping, spreading fertilizer around the farm. So the dairy cow is kind of a complete farm animal. She provides milk for our family. She provides beef through her calf. And then she's walking around fertilizing the whole place. And that was the first species we got into. And then soon we were hens for eggs, broiler chickens for meat. Family, friends, people at church started eating off of it, and then it just and then the pandemic happened, and kind of the profile of local food economy took off during the pandemic.
Yeah, it really did. Now, we talked a little bit about happy animals, but it seems that has a lot to do with your farming practices. So there's lots of ways to farm. You decided on a specific way. Could you explain it and why?
We're primarily concerned with the health of our farm,
right,
and the health of our soil. So yes, we farm beef, pork, and chicken, and you could say, hey, we're beef farmers or we're poultry farmers. We're primarily soil health farmers or grass farmers, and we're concerned about having the healthiest and productive farm possible for our children that may choose to farm, generations after us. And the animals are a tool to create a healthy farm, and we use their natural abilities and what they're able to do to create a healthy environment.
We think of it as a holistic system. So I think one problem in our country is that farming is often so segmented and individualized, but animals and plants are meant to work together. And so when you're able to harness that, you create a diverse ecosystem that actually helps everything thrive, including small wildlife, birds, bees. So although we primarily raise livestock, we think of our farm as supporting all kinds of animals in our environment.
Well, and the thing about, I think there's a renewed interest or a greater interest today at exactly what you're doing. I think it matters to people. You know, we were talking about MeatSuite, which I think you're a part of that, are you
That's
not? And a lot of people will go there specifically looking for you. So how's that been working out for you?
I think it's great. So when people think about getting into farming, they primarily think of the outdoor labor, but farming has really changed in that with the online marketplace, you're now expected to be an all-in-one marketer, to know how to harness online marketing. And so places like MeatSuite are excellent tools because there's a lot that we don't know how to do that they can teach us to reach those customers.
Well, I'm a kind of guy that goes to the grocery store, okay, and buys food. I've always wanted to like have a little farm and that sort of thing. So what would you say to people? Why is it important, to buy from a local farm? And some of the reasons maybe they have never considered. Right now they go to the store and get a wrapped piece of beef, right?
Right.
Why should they come?
Well, I think we have short-term memories too. I mean, the pandemic wasn't too long ago when people went to the grocery store and there wasn't meat on the shelves.
Absolutely.
Or in the fall and winter of this year, there weren't eggs around, or the price of eggs was higher than what most people were expected to pay. So part of our approach is based on the relationship. Not only the relationship between consumer and farmer, but farmer to his land, farmer to his animals, farmer to my feed farmer in Warren County who is growing all of our grains that we're feeding our animals and supporting this local economy. The farmer knowing my meat processors, where we're taking our cows and our pigs to be harvested. We're working with small family businesses. And you don't always have that in the grocery store.
That's true. That is very
There
true.
may not be a person behind that grocery store brand or the products sold there. And looking to your local farmer is based on a local network and a community of people with faces and jobs and families within your community.
And you have happy animals. I get a sense that you guys are happy too. Is it happy? Are you happy doing what you're doing?
It depends on the day.
Wow.
No, farming is a really rewarding. It can be very difficult, but
Sure.
the connection to the land is really amazing.
So how do we get a hold of you?
So we have a website, Little Way Farm, Siler City. So you can order directly online. That's how we do most of our orders, is through online ordering. We do home delivery, including in Raleigh, but we also ship throughout the state. So it's very easy to get our food here in North Carolina. And then you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Little Way Farm.
Well, to both of you, good luck. It sounds like life is pretty good for you guys, and I appreciate you taking time for us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Hey, we'll be right back to hear about a program that helps local farmers succeed. Stick around.